Well, I suppose I should apologize.
Oh, no. I am very sensitive to your past. But unfortunately, you're mere mortals here.
I'm a girl. Oh, we gotta stop him. Oh, Ernest, don't be angry with me.
Any longer!
Oh, yeah, you'll take it. You'll take everything I have to give. You always have. You're not even a man anymore, and I need a man. A real man, not some drunken, broken-down, flaccid undertaker who is just...
Here. Oh, my gosh. Are you very angry?
It's a lie. My God, he still looks like hell.
Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome to this Grotesquerie live. We are in the house 2 times. I F you up 2 times. We are back. Hopefully, every and anybody who just joined us for Saturday's KillerCon, you are here for some more horror and here for FX's Grotesquerie. Of course, if you are just getting in here, remember to engage with us. Remember to run it up in that chat. Let us know how you are feeling about the show, if you are even watching the show, and always hit that like button. Bring my girl out first because she's had a break, okay? she's had a break. She's been chilling. She's fine. I'm bring out the sweet perspective and see how she's feeling about Grotesquerie. Ashley?
Girl, this is crazy as hell. This show is out of control. I'm actually surprised they're not leaning more into the gore. I thought we were going to go there fully, but he's shown some restraint. But between Sister Mary Clarence, Jason Priestley, all these characters, I just don't know. 24 taquitos, Tyra. 24 on a cookie sheet. You didn't even put them on a plate, baby. You brought the whole cookie sheet, and then she had the audacity to say, "Don't forget my avocado salsa." Baby, listen, I'm outdone. But it's a mystery, and I do like a mystery. So
yeah, it's a slower mystery. Like you said, Ryan Murphy has a tendency to really go there with the horror. So it says a whole lot that even in a little bit that we've seen in these 2 episodes, it was like, oh, that was tame. Because for some people, it would be like, that was tame. The baby was definitely boiling in the pot, and that was tame for y'all. For Ryan Murphy, it most definitely is. Hey, Bly in the back with a slice of horror. How are you feeling about Grotesquerie?
It's enough for me to keep watching right now because I'm trying to piece together what's actually happening here. And I know I have to watch things a couple of times because I watch it one time and that the ADHD watches it. And then I have to be like, if I don't feel like I caught everything, then I'll go back and be like, okay, now things are making sense. So I'm seeing little bits of things that are that are coming together, but I need to see what they're making of it because I'm especially the family dynamics. I didn't catch it on the first go round, but when I thought about it, like, okay, Lois is the drinker, the daughter is the obese one that they want to send to fat camp, but she has a food addiction, and then you got Courtney B. Vance over here that has the sex addiction. So what is with this family and their addictions, and how what is this going to mean throughout the show? And I didn't even realize when the series opened, it opened in one of Lois's dreams. So what is it? How does her dreams affect this? Does that mean anything? So I need to see all this connect. And Ryan, do not play with me.
We're definitely gonna get into this. Is mostly character breakdowns, you guys, because with the premise of the show, we don't know what the hell is going on to go in any chronological order. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get into every single character that we've met so far, individual, and maybe jumping into that episode 3, we'll get more into the traditional breakdown. But for right now, that's what we are. But of course, this is us. Ashley, I'm coming to you first. Because Ryan Murphy has done a lot, and this is just a slice of it. What is your favorite Ryan Murphy property so far?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm a 911 girly to this day. However, my favorite and what actually turned me out with Ryan Murphy was Nip Tuck. Listen, that was one I was glued to it every single week. I was locked in. Them doctors was crazy. The patients were crazier. It was just a new level of unhinged that I hadn't seen on TV before. And that completely got me hooked. I watched Pose, loved it. Again, loved 911. Haven't gotten into any really of his horror shows, but baby, Nip Tuck takes the cake for me.
Yeah. I most definitely love Pose. Kind of, I'm a musical girl on the low, so I could see Glee sometimes. Scream Queens with Scream Queens. I have not seen 911 just yet, but I've heard really, really good things about it, and Miss Bassett is over there. But American Horror Story took the cake for me. I love those first 3 seasons are really, really solid, and it really got me into who Ryan Murphy is. But like Ashley, I did meet him first through Nip Tuck. Okay, what about you?
Definitely somewhere between American Horror Story and 911. And I don't want to not mention the Dahmer series, which was absolutely, I ain't never been so taken aback that I couldn't binge watch something. I had to take my time, but that shows really good acting and writing on the shows we have. So I just honorable mention for the Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Yes, and shout out to the 68 people in here. We absolutely love to see it. Thank you guys for rolling up and coming through after spending some time with us already. But let's get into these characters in the show. All right, so we're just gonna get into thoughts and theories because don't even get down there in the chat acting like y'all know what's going on. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know what's going on. But we could dream, right? Like Kay mentioned, with everybody having their own separate vices and addictions, that there is an issue in itself. But I feel like we are getting into maybe some 7 deadly sins. I feel like we see things of that. There are these constant omens of death. As soon as you put the vagrants in the street holding up signs saying the end is near, I'm going directly to hell every single time. Like it's low. Is she dead? Is she dead? Is she in a coma? Is she in a coma? Is she, being tested? A lot of this so far, from what I could see, is based around her having a lack of faith. It's just like if I can't prove it, if it's not in a book, it didn't happen. But she doesn't have faith in anything, and it just seems like this is a mess, like a a ministry to maybe prove her wrong, that there are, supernatural entities and factors out there in the world that you can't find and make sense of in a case, and maybe even a case that you can't solve, because you do see that she is relentless in her approach to be attached to this case. Is she in purgatory? It's like, what? It's the whole, it feels modern day. I thought that this was set in modern day, but in certain instances in the show, which I'm sure we're going to get into, it feels like we are getting into some 1950s type of aesthetics, some Nurse Ratchetness aesthetics, especially with that hospital dynamic and several other things. So it's just like, what? There's just no real concept of time. And bottom line, nobody here is acting like a real person. Everybody here is acting like some caricature, like a stage play, like this is what a nun is. If there was a concept of a nurse in a Nurse Ratchet, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest type, this is what Nurse Red would be. It doesn't feel like organic, folks. Kay, what are your thoughts and theories on the show so far?
I also see some Silence of the Lamb things start going on here, that and I'm definitely getting that Ryan Murphy made it purposeful to have that nurse look like that.
Oh yeah,
definitely made. And I want to say our main character, the Lois, played by Niecy Nash, I feel like her dreams mean something, and I also feel like her words mean something. I feel like she I don't know if it's her own personal purgatory or if we're in a different time period, but I definitely feel like she can maybe speak and manifest some things. Because when she told that man, sometimes I wish he was dead, and look at him in a coma now, and the fact that I feel like how That's So Raven would have a vision, but the vision was actually something that she caused. I don't know. I'm getting some things like that, and her feeling like somebody is running through her house, but nobody else is seeing them. Like, is that her own? What is that coming from? Her own paranoia of thinking somebody's out to get her? I definitely feel some things with Lois being able to manifest some things.
Ashley.
Yeah, there's something going on, and it's something about like the dream state, a state of being asleep, maybe even comatose. Like throughout these first two episodes, you're gonna hear her say all the time, "I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm sleepy. Like I don't know. I don't have too much more in me. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna rest." And so I'm wondering if all of this is leading to rest, or maybe she is in a perpetual rest right now. Like you guys said, there's such a juxtaposition as it relates to time. Because again, they're on cell phones, yet we go into the hospital and he's got like a 1950s gas mask on. The ventilator thing is like Nurse Ratchet looks like a 50s pinup doll, like a pinup girl. There is so much going on. I absolutely agree. The deadly sins actually was a theme in my mind too, because I'm like, well, we definitely have gluttony. When that heifer sat down there with a full honey baked ham and Grey Poupon and said, "I'm gonna sit down here and eat the whole," you're gonna eat a whole ham. First it was the 2 dozen taquitos. Okay, girl. Like and then in episode 2, we're having this conversation about her mortality and her life. And I'm like, this is a 20-something-year-old woman with already issues. You're fat shaming me. There are so many different things going on. Jason Priestley and Sister Mary Clarence, they might be the killers, y'all. They might be behind this whole series of stuff, because why are we commiserating over who our favorite serial unalivers are? Listen, there's so much going on. The people, and I do kind of like that dynamic, that all of these people that are in position to serve, to care for you, to, think and look after your soul, they're the antithesis of who you would ever want these people to be. Nurse Red, who would want her as a nurse? Yeah. The father and the nun, you're giving him your confession as he's wearing leather chaps and pleasuring himself. Like, listen, so much going on.
Why you got on red boots at the altar? Like,
too much. But yeah, there's a lot. I'm excited to see what is going to develop, because it's all over the place.
It is. This was definitely slower paced than I expected for Ryan Murphy. It's just very like there's going to be this huge build up to something. I hope it all works. So like we said, there are a lot of themes here. and they could go pretty much in any directions. But though those sins are sticking out to me, like as soon as I saw Miss Raven Goodwin, I was like, oh baby, that's gluttony. It's a lot of it's gluttony now. And you just see definitely themes of lust. But I do like that these sins are interchangeable depending on which character. It's just not like, oh, Raven's the representation of gluttony and this one is lust. No, it could go around. So I think we'll see that with every single character and see what kind of growth that we have from that with them. But I definitely, like Kay said, saw signs of things like Silence of the Lamb. I see the devil all up and through here. I'm really feeling crazy as hell, Angel Heart, Devil's Advocate vibes here. It's like, oh, let me prove to you who I am and that I do exist and what I can do and what I'm capable of. This just seems like a test. This seems like a test, and it's just her being convinced, because they're, like you said, those strongholds of her being tired. There's also her being strong, standing in, I don't have no faith in what? I don't believe in that. So it's like, oh, you don't believe in it? Okay, let me show you. Let me show you I exist. I don't know. And of course, Seven is here bold as day, just with the kills and the execution in the show and the way that the bodies are staged and proportioned. That's in here. And old nurse Ratchet down there, child. As soon as I saw that lady, I was like, again, Ryan Murphy, didn't we just see this lady in the Ratchet Netflix situation with Sarah Paulson? But all right, let's go get into Miss Niecy Nash here first as Lois. Obsessive girl, she's tired. She about as tired. I'm tired. She's been saying that she's tired since we met her. She's the lead detective, the only Black woman that is in this little small department for what we could see. And not to say that, sisters can be doing it for themselves and they can be running stuff, but it seems so surreal and so faulty. Even the way that she converses with police officers, like, yeah, get out of here. I'm going to do it. And what? Do something about it. I'm like, what is this? This isn't real. Even when, we get into Sister Mary Clarence, as you keep calling her. When we get into her, and it's just like, who's going to help you, with this case? It's just like, oh, it couldn't be any of these, useful. Like, nobody around is using these men. They don't do anything. It just seems like a vision of what a person would have. Like, this is what it would feel like and look like if I was in charge. It feels surreal and it feels fake. Nothing about her job feels authentic to me. We have this broken marriage, this broken family. She's an alcoholic. First, I thought she just like a little swig after work. It's been a long day. Like, no, she is an avid drinker. And she's just extremely trigger happy. Anytime she blinks, she putting that gun on somebody. Like, ma'am, I think they're foreshadowing something with Raven Goodwin and that gun. Because, girl, if you run up on her with a gun, like, one more time. But we are invested and taunted by this religious psychopath and going on this journey to catch him. Kay, I'm going to come to you first. What did you think about Detective Lois, and what do you think this mission means to her? Do you think anything that's happening so far is
these characters are definitely very embellished of people, and it's interesting that the crimes that she's investigating are very embellished. There's nothing simplistic about everything. Is extravagant. Whoever is the serial killer here, everything is so animated and dramatized. Even her own family is like dramatized. It ain't enough to just be the thing they are. They have to be the thing they are to like the 10th power. And it's like, why is everything so pushed? Why is everything being observed at a high magnitude? Almost is what I'm interested to see here.
I don't understand why, because it's just like this disposition with her character to where you would feel like if Sister Megan pulled up and was just like, hey, I want to be a part of it just because, and it would be like, get your ass out of here. Of course not. Who are you? When she didn't check this lady's background or really get into her as a nun.
That bothered me. Yes, that you're willing to just team up, because it again, like a caricature of like we're doing a buddy cop thing. Like automatically somebody's like, oh, I'm interested. Can I tag along? Like it usually takes a few scenes and they got to prove themselves before they can actually join the team. No. And immediately she's like, sure, you can come on and be a part of my team. Like, no. Why is everything so embellished?
It's for me that she seems very self-assured in her capabilities as a detective But by the time we even get to the second episode, she's going to like, well, I was thinking, well, what do you think? Like she's questioning what she thinks are her process of being a detective and running, filtering it through Sister Megan. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, as well as the relationship that she has with Nurse Red. Because the way I would have bust Nurse Red in her shit.
She didn't check her
what?
enough. She did not check her enough when she called her out on being a perv, and she said, "Well, you know what? Well, why don't you do it then, and I'll step away." Like you didn't tell her to like nobody need to be. None of this is consensual. I'm calling the law. First of all, she is the law. So why would you let her do that? Ain't you the popos? We didn't pull out handcuffs right there.
She's in some alternate reality, dead purgatory. It's just like you did these things in your real life. And this is, I think she's like in suffering. Something happened to where this husband, like her wishing that he was dead, and like this, whatever happened, you lost your husband. You weren't, stepping in as a wife and a mother to tell your baby, yeah, you may need to put them taquitos down. You might want to, like, you weren't, standing side by side with your husband in the conviction of, we're not, fat shaming you or anything. We're putting your health first. Just like, no, I don't want y'all to tell me about my vices, so I'm not going to tell you about hers. But yeah, did she eat herself into, further into that hypertension? Did she lose her life?
And I think that she got her daughter to that point. She's giving her the food. You're giving her the food. You wanted your husband dead, he in a coma. You don't want to say nothing to your daughter. You keep giving her food. Now you got her being there, a lazy bum at the house. And it's just like, I feel like some of these things is somehow she's connected to them actually happening. I don't know.
She don't want that man. When they said that man was in a coma for 28 days, and she was like, well, I think it's about time we can go and pull that plug, right? I mean, what we waiting on? It's like,
unplug him.
28 days? That's all he get? Ashley?
Yeah, Detective Lois is a piece of work. Even if she is in a comatose or some sort of dream state, she's battling some demons. What I really wish we would have gotten in terms of her development in these first 2 episodes, tell me why she is where she is. When she makes comments like, oh, I feel like this grotesquerie, this killer is playing with me. How is he playing with you? Is this similar to a case that you've worked before? Like, what is the background? It's very odd to me. Also, all of the men just getting sick at every crime scene. Like, y'all can't handle it. Like, but she's OG, triple OG. Yeah, it's not making sense to me. I think that there's going to be levels to her. In part of her scenes, we see her with some level of piety, right? Like, oh, Sister Mary Clarence, don't cuss. Don't do that. You're in here cussing like that? No. Or, with Nurse Red, I know a predator when I see one. Okay, girl. But then with that same mouth and that same piety, you get behind the wheel drunk as a skunk every single time. We also see her giving to the homeless guy after he threatens to unalive her. What is really going on? I hope they...
Even stopping that car, Ash, that pissed me off when she was like, stop it, get out the the way he would have been ramped down, because I'm not waiting for you.
She want to pull the blicky on everybody else. Girl, turn on them sirens. They would have been mowed down. I'm sorry. That's just me. As far as her daughter, with her relationship with the husband, I also thought that scene was really interesting, right? Because he's seemingly caring for the daughter, and she's kind of just like this bystander serving the dinner. And then it comes to her, and you might want to stop drinking too. Well, you're a sex addict. And you were at the happy ho motel, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I want to understand her more. I don't get the relationship with her husband. I don't understand that dynamic with Marshall. Did you love him? Did you hate him? And then, like you guys said, with Nurse Red, if you saw a nurse finishing your husband off who's in a coma, you're a detective, you gonna let that ride? You're not going to snatch them curls out her head. You're not going to drag her down the street. And then let's get into Sister Mary Clarence, because why are you giving her all this tea? You calling her before you go to the crime scene. Because why? Because she's a blogger? BFFR. This can't be real. Sister Mary Clarence has to represent something to her. I don't know what relationship she has with faith. She says she doesn't believe in God, but she believes in prayer. Yeah. We need to know more about Lois, because right now she's not fleshed out at all.
I think there's some type of duality to her that we'll be like privy to later. Everybody here represents something. There's a lot of similarities I see between her and Sister Megan and that obsessiveness over these murders and everything, like, or just even that scene where she's like, okay, I'm trying to keep a sober mind. She's like, why aren't you drinking? Like, you should be drinking. Like, it was just, it feels like a conscience type situation and not a full-fledged person. I don't know, but I think it has to be massive because nothing is making sense here. But we do know that also, even the nurse, I want to call her Nurse Rash, is so bad. She seems like a part of her subconscious. Like, you're not here to take in those the urgency of your conditions. What are you gonna do? You're gonna move him? Are you gonna take care of him? Are you gonna make him climax? You're not gonna do it. You don't care. You don't care about this man. Like, all of that. All like, it's like nobody would allow somebody, even the way that the security stepped in, like you said, the mask that's over the husband's face, the fact that she seems to be the only working nurse in this entire hospital, it just feels very, very unnatural. A real wife, real woman, regardless if, this man was whatever, I'm not going to allow him to be taken advantage of sexually. First of all, I'm going to beat you down first. I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to take him out of here. Like, I don't know. This just doesn't this doesn't make any sense. But I will say, I don't think Lois is a good person. I don't think, if this is anywhere in the realm of our mind, I don't think Lois is a good person. And I'm here for the journey, trying to figure out what's going on, because something is completely off. And when we put it together, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And I love the fact that we are getting two episodes weekly, so we got 2 chances to get into these folks.
So Tyra, though, real quick question for you before you go to the next one. So are you positing that theory now that all of these characters are a part of Lois's subconscious or psyche?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
My thing is, if it is, how would that explain us getting personal with father over there?
I think there's a duality to her. I think there's some stuff about her that we just don't know. We're not like this, because these don't feel like real people. These feel like feels like amalgamations in somebody's mind. And I'm like, if she's our main thing here, I'm gonna assume that this is her. In some way she has ties to this. I don't know if it's her bouts with religion and her not believing, or maybe something from the past that made her not believe in the first place. I don't know, but these aren't real people.
Because I was thinking that too, but then, like, I don't know how that would tie to us having a personal side story with because so far everybody that we've seen is somehow connect. We see her with them. Why there is no reason that we need to see that.
Yeah, he's the only character that is just, which I'm going to get to his slide.
Yeah, that's just
he's Ryan Murphy service. That's what he is. He's Ryan Murphy service. We have a quota to hit. We need some sadomasochist sexual religion walking that fine line. That he likes that. It's very self-serving. I don't know why he keeps bringing on that particular type of character. We need a funky priest and a funky nun. We need a sexual priest and a sexual nun. It's only right.
He was just in the Menendez. He played Lyle Menendez in the Netflix special. I said, oh, he reusing all his actors. Ryan said, I like you.
I'm here for it. I just don't want him. I don't want those things to take precedent over just really good storytelling and writing. He want to, vlog and get your rocks off, sir. Do what you got to do, but it better serve the plot. But I'm gonna go on record saying that this is her subconscious. Could be absolutely wrong, but that's the the fun thing about theories and guessing what's going on here. Now we have Marshall. Marshall is currently on life support. He's a husband, he's a father, and he is a cheater / sex addict. Because she didn't say he was just cheating. She said, you're a sex addict. You don't tell me about my vice, I won't tell you about yours. We have a daughter with, hypertension and an even hyper attitude. The wife is cold, she's hard, she's distant, and let him tell it. I've tried to love you, and I'm trying to keep this family together, and you ain't helping me at all. Like, he seems like the typical, battered husband in waiting. He has, a wife that is fully committed to her job and her work and could be the least concerned with the daughter, with the, I have my own gripes. I have my own battles. I just want this drink. I want you to leave me alone and go on back over there to the happy hoe. Okay. I don't need those problems.
Literally.
But we only have, that one scene outside of him being in a comatose state of, I just can't wait for that moment. I get that phone call that you're dead. And we just go like that. Well, damn. we just like that's what you said to him. Actually, how are you feeling about Courtney B. Vance as Marshall, and what does this mean?
They're not using him enough yet. I better see way more of him going forward. This is an actor, okay? So but outside of that, he definitely gives kind of that do-gooder, like I'm better than you because I do better than you, but he's probably one of the more corrupt people. I do think that she abandoned her marriage for her work, if this is a real situation, that she's the first Black female detective in the force. I definitely think that was in competition with her husband and her daughter. Her daughter is very entitled and very much disrespectful. She's kind of out of line. She's, that night on the couch when she gets in after she done served them 24 taquitos. Listen, she says, don't mother me. You know what I mean? You trying to talk to me about my drinking and I'm sitting here minding my own business. Don't mother me. And I'm thinking, okay,
it gives like long this like friends. It don't give I'm sitting here
mother daughter.
Yeah,
exactly. And then when she pulls the blicky on her, because Big Raven is sitting there, Merritt, excuse me, that's her name. She's sitting on the couch in the dark. Why are you sitting in there on the dark? And why are we playing this record that's skipping over and over and over again? But anyway, back to Marshall. We need to see more of him. I really would love to see more of the dynamic in the household. He seems like he wants to be the authoritarian, but he ain't got no power. So I don't know if that's emasculation working its way out through him or what. We don't have a ton from him, except he kind of is self-righteous. You know what I mean? And I want to know more. He's resentful and he's self-righteous. I want to know more about him.
Because we can't have it backing up in the mind. Like, I need you to back me up, as the mom. Tell her that we're doing this for her best, on her health. And it's just like, well, you was cheating at the happy hole. I was like, oh, Courtney. Okay. But how do you feel about Marshall here?
Child, Ryan Murphy, love him some Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett. Okay, they must have a deal worked out. Because how much did you pay Courtney B. Vance when you told him you weren't gonna have to do that much work in this series? Just come lay in the bed, okay? You're gonna do your best acting, and you ain't got to do a whole lot of acting. Okay, you got to call people that you care about to give them some free money like this, because he ain't have to do. And like he's like this is some acting that can go on here. So I hope we get to see some of that acting, because anybody could have laid on that bed. Okay, but you chose Courtney. Y'all need to show us why you chose this man here. I just, I mean, is that his own form of punishment? If he's a sex addict, he's getting the sex that he needs right there laying in that bed. If that's all you wanted, you're gonna be getting you're getting what you wanted right there in that bed.
Diabolical.
Nurse Ratched down there. That's
I don't crazy. I thought he was gonna be like, see, you thought I was at the happy hole. Actually, he was like, well, can you blame me? I was like, oh, Courtney. He was at the happy hole. Like, this broken family, and he's trying to save it. I don't know if that's.
But he be looking so sad. Like, what did she? What? When he said, "Do you blame me, girl?" What did you do to him?
well, clearly it's just like this is all these farce of Black marriages they keep putting on TV. Like, this is broken. This isn't a happy place. You're not here for me. You're not here for either one of us. What it looks like, they're the dynamic that she has with the daughter. I long lost been nothing as your husband. Like, do you blame me for going out and showing interest in somebody else, whether it was sex addiction or not? Like, this marriage is nothing, which would explain why when she's going to visit him and Nurse Ratchet's recollections, like, would it kill you to say some kind words? You just sitting in there on Candy Crush. You're not even doing nothing. You're not even showing him you care. You're there. That man can feel. Not giving him those sponge. I'm like, oh my God, lady, please.
Look at Dom in the comment talking about that man lonely.
But no, he is, two things can be true at the same time. And I just feel like, yeah, that's if you were a cheater and you were, all these things and some lesser things to me, I'm not going to be at your best. It's like, this is marriage. You don't know me. You don't know where I've been. You don't know where I came from. You don't know this. Like, clearly they've been through some things in this marriage and they're not in the happiest place. Because baby, she said, you get a month to come back home and then you got to go. I was like, well, damn, 28 days. I just didn't feel like 28 days was like, Kate, is 28 days long enough? Was that a reasonable time to be questioning, like, what, should we just go and take this brother off life support? Is that standard?
What did the doctor say? Do they feel like he's gonna come out of it? Or, do they feel like, give him another month and he might be good to go? But if he gonna be a vegetable, y'all could have took the plug out 2 weeks ago. What are we doing?
Oh, Lord, Kate. I want to get some more time. They might come out of. There's a chance they could come out of the coma, Kay.
If they got organ failure, you're not coming out of it. If you got brain damage, you're not coming out of it.
Well,
So
they
I
didn't
need
say
to know
all
what the
that.
prognosis
They
was.
didn't say. They didn't say.
part.
Only thing
I
they
mean,
mentioned
I'm
at
just-
this point was she did.
They said, pull the plug. Pull it.
They did briefly
Turn it off.
turn them off. They briefly mentioned, COVID and the effects of like whatever. Y'all didn't see that coming. I don't know if she was trying to tie that into his state, but they didn't say, all hope was lost. They didn't say that, Kay.
The way he laid up there looking like it looks like the hope was lost.
Oh, child.
Oh, gosh.
Sticker. Thank you so much, Mercedes Rivera, for the $4.99 super sticker. Most definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, Kay said, pull the damn plug. Lord, Kay, give me a little bit more time to cook.
Give some time, at least a couple months.
That's all he's doing is cooking. Okay, them organs just stewing in there. They ain't doing no work.
Kay.
They ain't doing the work.
Eating when I want, however much I want. Who gonna check me, boo? Tiny clothes.
You petty for this, Tara.
Tiny clothes and big strides. Like we got big strides, big attitude, and tiny clothes. We're a puzzle solver. We're seemingly observant and intelligent, but what are we doing with it? She does look like this is not a young teenage. No, we are a grown adult, clearly. This is, really getting into more of that gluttony and sloth and just what are we doing here besides eating? It looks like it's a lot of that. I can't even fully get into her character because I don't like the way this looks. As soon as I saw Raven Goodwin in the state that she is in here, I immediately thought of Precious. I thought about Gabourey Sidibe and the way that Ryan Murphy utilized her in American Horror Story: The Coven, where she was the human, life-size, whatever, voodoo doll, and she was inflicting all of these things onto herself, for the purpose of outlasting, but we still just the imagery of it. And then we have Raven Goodwin here. I don't know. I feel like this is for a purpose, and if it wasn't, then Raven wouldn't have taken the role. But from a visual standpoint, I'm not immediately clicking to it when we're getting into the ham and the 2 dozen taquitos. It wasn't my favorite thing. I feel like it's going to matter in the end, and there's going to be a strong purpose for it. But right now, I cannot say that I like this depiction. Ashley,
I don't either. It was so excessive. It was so much too much. Girl, a whole hand. When she sat down with that honey baked, I can't get it out of my mind. I can't get out of my mind. You're eating off this cookie sheet, and I can't get out of my mind that you have this entire ham pre-sliced, that you're dipping each slice into this Grey Poupon and taking bites. I don't like it either. I also think it's interesting, though. They're saying that through all of that, she's definitely lazy. She eats in excess, so super gluttonous, but then she's a genius, right? She's winning Jeopardy online. We're bringing evidence home from a crime scene and giving it to our child. Like, where do we do that at? I don't think that's procedure. But in this one instance, she can't solve this riddle or this whatever. She's teaching you to do a puzzle. Like, I'm trying to understand what she represents, because of course this can't be a real person. Like this, you're not eating a whole ham and you're not asking for the avocado salsa. I need to understand Merritt more, because I too am like, Raven, why would you take this role? Like it just feels very stereotypical of what people think big people do. And I don't know how I feel about that. But hopefully more comes out. Maybe she'll be integral to solving these unalivings. But right now she's not giving much. Again, she's giving angry, kind of angsty, but you a grown A woman. You got to be almost 30 living in your mama house. So, what's really good. You want to mother your mother. You want to keep her accountable, but you don't want to hold yourself accountable. Add the food, add the little bitty baby t-shirts and booty shorts. Like, girl, we've seen it before. I feel like she was this character on Daggum Being Mary Jane.
Yeah, we've seen this character. I would like to see her giving some roles to where she can evolve. So when we do get a role where it's just completely centered around our body size, it does look questionable. But I feel like not only her representing, I don't think it will be enough for me if she's just a representation of gluttony. I don't think that will be enough in the end. So I'm hoping that there's a bigger purpose, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm just here for the plus size Black woman eating in tiny clothes. I'm not a fan. Kay?
You said big strides and tiny clothes. Dom said every scene the clothes went down the sides.
They were. I was like, what is going on? Like, why? I was like, why does he have her in anything flattering? So I'm like, this has to be for a purpose. And like you said, she's clearly a grown woman. She hasn't moved out of home. She doesn't seem to have a job. She's at home and she's watching television and she's eating. And I think it's going to be on, Lois is playing that role in her daughter's life to where, like, you didn't step in, you didn't do anything, and now your daughter's left in whatever state, or it's going to come fold in full with something. But right now, I don't like the optics.
But the thing is, they're trying to tell us that she's smart, though.
Yeah.
And so that's why I feel like it's sabotaging on the mom's behalf, that if you know your daughter is this bright, why are you enabling her in this manner? You're enabling her. You're allowing to let her live in your house, eat herself to an early grave, walk around. Because who's these clothes for? And don't nobody even want to see you squished up in these clothes. And then you want her to bring, and you that's the only thing. Your purpose is to come home and bring and feed her more. Okay, she's gonna be on my 600-pound life at this point, and I feel like that's
what she said. She wanted to be on it.
She wants to be on a ton of something, like
my half ton life, my 500-pound life. She wants to be on it.
Those are her ambitions.
And sometimes people ain't gonna make it that far because you might be 1 pound away from being in the grave, and her mom is okay with that. But you have a daughter who could use her brain, but you're allowing her to sit in your house with that. What is your reason for enabling her? Like, what do you need the comfort of her being there for, to where you can't push her to do better? Why is it okay for you to see this young Black woman be nothing but obese, be lazy, be a couch potato?
Yeah,
that's bad parenting.
It's like she said, don't tell me about, first of all, you can tell me nothing in my house, but it's like, you gonna work out, you gonna stop drinking, it's like, the fact when she got in there, she was like, yeah, you got that bike over there, that exercise bike. I was like, no, you tell somebody to get on an exercise bike. Excuse me. All right.
The audacity.
Just a codependent relationship is what it is.
No, I'm done.
Codependent.
Absolutely done. Thank you so much for the $5. Daughter equals gluttony, husband equals lust, priest equals pride. Yeah, the deadly sins are there. I feel like they're going to be interchangeable. I think at any moment, given moment, somebody can represent something. I think those sins are going to be all over everybody in this cast. But I think just present in our face the most immediately. I didn't think about the sins until I saw Raven Goodwin in the way that she's presented to us, and I was like, "Oh, baby, this gluttony is really in your face." And I was like, "Well, hell, if gluttony's here, then the other ones are not going to be far behind." And as we got through the rest of the show, clearly they were not. Thank you so much, John. Let me go on over here and show y'all some love. Shout out to the 100 folks.
Wait.
Rolling up.
Night one, after we done been here and y'all still came to rock with us.
Yeah, we absolutely love to see it. We appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to take this little break, and I need all 100 of y'all, if you haven't already, to please, pretty please hit that like button, and we will definitely be right back. Thank you guys so much.
Where she wanna be, call me Freaky T. Off the leash, I feel like a dog. I be never free. Never needed you, but you needed me. I got clean, make up baby clean. Lose your self-esteem. I get touched in the morning, so I feel like baby king. Was it good? Step outside, so I just like baby king. Cause I'm cool, cause he where she wanna be, call me Freaky T. Off the leash, I feel like a dog. I be never free. Never needed you, but you needed me. I got clean, make up baby clean. Lose your self-esteem. I get touched in the morning, so I feel like baby king. Was it good? Step outside, so I just like baby king. Cause I'm cool, cause he never needed you, but you needed me. I got clean,
Thank you. We
Oh, Ryan
definitely
Murphy loved them close-up shots of people's mouth.
You know he love. I was like, girl, what did you eat? I thought it was chocolate.
Everybody.
I think it was grapes. I think it was grapes. I hope her slide is after this. Who's next? Is it Sister Mary Clarence? Oh no, it's her, girl. It's her. It's her. Ugh. I have a love-hate relationship with this character. Once we saw her and we have red hair, red pumps, and red lipstick, I was like, okay, this is not a real person. Nurse Red, we're Nurse Red with red hair, red pumps, and red lipstick. She represents something. I'm feeling like with the grotesque, sexual, weird, predatory, deviant type of relationship that she is to Marshall's character and the husband and her investment and like where you didn't do it. Her servicing him in that way in her mental state, because like I said, I feel like this is her mind. I think this is the mistress or his a girlfriend. He was at the happy hole with this woman. He was cheating with this woman. Something is going on for her to be manifested in Lois's mind in this way. That's all I got, and I'm sticking to it because ain't no way in hell that a real nurse, is just like, well, we can do all of this. Where else are you going to take him? Are you going to take him somewhere else where he's just going to be a vegetable? He's not going to get, the care that he's getting here with us. I'm like, girl, what care? This is sick. This is
special care. Her special care.
It's gross. And even her investment and the way that she like says, like, what do you mean? It's giving like side chick, like, you're not pulling the plug on him. He has time. Like he's alive in there. You just don't know him like I do. Like this is the side chick. This is who whatever he was cheating with in real time. That is what Nurse Red represents, but it's giving this as far as Lois's mind. Ashley, what you got?
Oh yeah, I definitely thought that she represents or is the side piece, that she is a fiction of Lois's imagination. The red, all that red gives woman of the night. We know what people used to think about women wearing red, from the hair to the fingernails to that red lipstick. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. She's definitely that, and everything that Lois isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's the anti-Lois. Yes, because you don't love him. You're playing Candy Crush and scrolling on your phone. I give him everything that he needs. What are you going to do about it? And then the fact, like I said, that she didn't slap her down, excommunicado her, get her husband, get out of the facility, nothing. Again, apparently there is some dynamic. And then even the threat, oh, I would beat you up and do that. Well, do it then. Show me, girl. But yes, I think Nurse Red represents harlotry. I think she's the whore of Babylon. I think she's a woman of the night, a woman of ill repute, all of that. I think she represents all of those things.
Ill repute. Here you go with a woman of ill repute. She's most definitely that, and then some, because with how depraved she is, that scene where it was just like, I was like, I know we're not going to leave this with her gaslighting you into thinking that this isn't what you're seeing with your own eyes. Pounce on this woman and F her up. And the fact that we did, and we also have the like, so what are you going to do? You're going to take it on? What are you going to do? Take him home? You're going to take care of him? You're going to make sure no, you're not going to do that because I've been doing it this entire time. It's giving mistress. Okay?
This lady here was a trip. She said, yes, we got cameras in the room. So when you visit, we already know what you do. Okay. You barely speak to them. You just come, you sit here. You don't pay attention to them. You don't clean them. I'm the one that's doing all of that. And if you got anything to say about what I'm doing, why don't you come and do it yourself? Because I know you ain't gonna move them to another hospital because you like them at this one. Apparently, this is the cheap place. You don't want to take them nowhere nice because you don't care about them anyway. Like I think the only reason she didn't drag her up and down through them hospital halls is because she was right. She knows she don't give a damn about that man. She waiting for y'all to pull this man plug out. She just shocked and appalled that y'all was doing this, but she knows she don't want to do it now, and she probably didn't do it then. So in the back of her mind was like, I mean, you right, but you don't be telling you can't say all this in my face. You can still get slapped, even though you might be
giving like now that your husband is in this state. Don't try to act like you care or you loved him now. I've been
exactly.
And it's just like you're here out of guilt and sitting like you don't want to sit by his bedside. You don't care. You're not talking to him, pouring into him while he's in this coma. That's me. I even give him sexual satisfaction. Here, you take the soap, you do it since you care so much, but you're not. Because you don't have the courage of your convictions. There's no way in hell you could talk to a detective like you a whole officer of the law, and you're gonna back down because she said my security would be all over you before. Very, very white woman response, if I might say so myself. My security will be all over you if you even tried it. So like, let's just not go have another drink, go have a coffee, sober up. Even when she goes down to get this drink and this coffee and sober up because she followed instructions, the family that was just looking at her, I was like, this is not a real place. The family's just sitting there staring. I'm like, this is not a real functioning facility. Something feels off. Something feels weird. Just like Nurse Red Ratchet. Child. Anything else on Nurse Ratchet before we go to the next person?
No. We're done with this.
But I'm glad that was like collectively, because I was like, Nurse Ratchet she has a whole lot of investment in Courtney. It's giving Lady of the Night Mistress. Sister Megan, the liberated true crime obsessed nun, reporter seeking social justice and traffic to her publication, scripture and gut feelings. Because it was just my gut. It was just an educated guess. I just knew. It just felt right because I'm so well versed in biblical terms in the Bible and God. I feel like that was the record that was playing. I feel like this is that. Oh, that's what that blood is. Like she just knows, and we're showing up to these scenes and we're just being let in and we're being privy to all these. Instant, like episode 1, she didn't know this lady from a can of paint, and it's just like, you know what, you're the person, you're gonna help me with this case. Why? And she's just instantly the right hand, and maybe she won't have some of that priest. She won't have some of that priest, Father Charlie down there. It won't be long before we are embarking on that. But yeah, she's quite liberal in every sense of the word. Ashley,
baby, she won't Father Feelgood. Sister Mary Clarence wants Father Feelgood. They are going to go to the jungle before this is over. I don't know what exactly is going to happen, but I know he's going to pull out them whips and chains. It's going to happen. We're going to see it. Probably those leather chaps, and she's going to love every single second of it. From the first time we met her, I did not trust her. I don't know if she is being controlled by a dark passenger. Like Dexter fans, y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't know if she's being controlled by that, but her motives are not well-intentioned. And the fact that she is coming into police business, carte blanche, just free access to everything. I'm using you. Girl, you're not used. Why are you telling me all of this? Because I'm using you. Lois, sit down and shut up and be serious. That's not how any of this works. And the fact, again, that she's so privy to all of the symbolism. She ain't got to check nothing. She knows it off the top of her head. She knew the chamber music that was playing. Oh, that's the flesh. This is, the Last Supper. Well, the Last Supper was obvious. But the other things, girl, how do you know this, Sister Mary Clarence? I didn't like the conversation with Father Feelgood about their favorite serial unalivers. I like the nun who unalived and tortured 150 people, and now she's a saint. I'm like, is that foreshadowing? Sister Mary Clarence, is that who you want to be? Is that what you're working towards? I think she gets too much joy and excitement. She makes her case in the beginning. I'm doing all of this because it brings money to the convent. I find when I follow, serial unalivers or the occult, that I get way more viewership, but there's something else with this. And when she and Father Feelgood sit down and they're positing their ideas about what's really happening, y'all know because y'all are doing it. Y'all are into some sinister stuff. They probably did some ritual that conjured up a demon that's out here doing it and leaving this murky substance that nobody can identify. I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. I don't trust her from these curls, and I don't trust them bags under her eyes. I don't trust anything about Sister Mary Clarence.
Why her bags got to catch a stray, actually? So you think that they are the ones committing the murder? Because even when he says, like, well, yeah, way back when I was younger, I was like, younger? When were you younger than you are right now? Like, what are we
12?
Like, what are we talking about? Like, something's off. Even them sitting in that diner, and how a lot of the time when these people are sitting together, we're phasing out everyone in the background. You can't even see these people, because I'm looking at everything. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. You can't see anything, but she is just highly invested. It just feels like kind of a devil on your shoulder type situation. Like, why are you, drinking your leches, your leches drink, and oh, well, why aren't you drinking? And just, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. You should do this. In the way that Lois is just instantly taking it all in and listening and pouring her information back. And it's many times that we've had other men on the force like, Lois, you don't get paid enough for this. Let it go. Drop it. Give it to somebody else. Call the FBI. And she's just not. It's like, what are you doing? I'm solving this case. And she's going to be here on it. Like, why? Why are you so devoted? Like, something's going on. Okay.
I want to know why she had that bruise on her face and she tried to brush it off and we didn't want to talk about it. Because her
Carly girl, they've been into some stuff.
Exactly. They doing something. I don't know what it is, but they doing something. You know, she reminds me. Have y'all seen that Netflix series? I think it's called Dead to Me or something like that, where an old girl was trying to befriend her after she met her in the grief support group, but she had all this information. And it was like she was trying to befriend her out of her own guilt because she knew the what had happened. She knew what her husband was doing before she passed. She just didn't want to tell her. This lady didn't approach this detective just out of the blue.
No, not at all.
Okay, she the ops. She knows something. She done did something, and I'm not convinced.
No, she's trying to be close to the case. Even the foreshadow. She's like, what are you doing here, Sister Megan? All the people who show up at this time, like they're the perp. I'm like, girl, just tell us she did it.
Thank you.
Anybody who's on the scene of the crime or directly after it, they're normally the perp, sister. What are you doing here? Because her ass is probably the perp, along with Little Nasty down there.
As I said, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of sister that is. Girl, take that robe off because
Girl,
you ain't doing nothing that seems sisterly. You seem really nefarious.
I don't know what this lady got on her person. She's just like, oh, good golly, Miss Molly, that's the best drink, ma'am. Not right now. But you have Lois, her and all of her, lead detectiveness, but we're seeking out this sister to validate what
Lois is codependent. That's why she codependent on that obese daughter of hers. She's codependent on that bottle, and now she being codependent with this heifer here.
Yeah, and it's like she's codependent on that husband. It wasn't like come back, but it's like come back. I need you. I need you. Come back, please. Can you get up? Like this is. I'm not feeling good things for sister in the way that she was introduced here. It's not giving buddy cop. It's giving. I'm trying to stay close to the case to see how much you know. Like I don't know.
Correct. Exactly.
Something's off with her. If she's not doing it herself, she's servicing into this cult. Whatever. She's a part of it somehow. Because she's just way too damn invested. Like it gets her off. She's just like, oh my God. Yeah, girl, this is way more than just, we like a good true crime situation too, but it ain't this. And who knows what we're gonna have to get off into when she get all into her sexual deviancy with this priest down here. Because it's gonna get nasty. That's how Ryan Murphy be playing out here. They're gonna be doing it naked and she gonna still have that little clergy thing on top of her head. Just Ryan, do some new stuff. Now, this is my least favorite character so far. Because he just because he seems like that Ryan Murphy template that I'm tired of seeing. I feel like we've seen these themes repeatedly. Like he up to them old tricks again. Father Charlie, he is here to get his freak on with Sister Megan, is he not? And be a sadomasochist. Like he better be essential to the plot, Ryan. He better service something. Because Ryan, first of all, Ryan like a good man. Ryan like a good naked man. Ryan like a good ass shot. Ryan likes a good
sexual deviant.
Sexual deviant. Like he likes that. And I wanted to be here not just for that. I don't know. I just feel like even with their chemistry at the table, it's like we're going to get off into them getting off into some things and let that be that. But I hope that he serves a better purpose than just to be here and do the like, oh, he's abusing and he's like repenting and doing his whole system in his room and his naked and his, assless chaps and everything. Like, yeah, that's that. But he better serve a purpose, Ryan. Ashley.
His damn thong chaps or whatever. I don't know what he had going on, but it was, he's a pretty boy. You know what I mean? That's all Ryan had. He's pretty. And I had him in my other show. Let me bring him on here. That's what he's here for. He's definitely here for that super sexual appeal. I think when they do go to the jungle, it's going to be dry because she doesn't give. I don't know. She ain't giving in my mind. He's going to have to put in all the work. They'll probably have somebody else in the room because it'll probably be some kind of freak ritual. When I saw him up in the pulpit, all I could think of was Vampire in Brooklyn when he was like, evil is good. Like, I feel like that's the type of sermon, this type of time that this Father Feelgood is on. he doesn't have any depth. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's kind of like what you see is what you get. And I don't like that for any character. So I'm hoping he gets some more depth. We maybe understand more of his sick history because he's got that. But the nun ain't the first of his conquests. So I'm curious if we'll get background into that and really who he represents. Because again, he wakes up first thing in the morning. He ain't reading his word. He ain't go to the Lord. He pulls out his meat and goes to town. Then he has a damn cat of nine tails. And I said, that's what we're doing for self-flagellation these days. I remember the whips. You know, I've seen that all before. But you got the little spikes, like, too much, too soon. We need to know more about him. We don't need just another piece of meat. You know what I mean? On the show.
Ryan, you want to zoom in. Like, do you see the flesh as he's, whipping his? We see it, Ryan. We've seen it a lot with you. Like, maybe somebody who hasn't, followed his shows and haven't seen, umpteen seasons of American Horror Story, but we were there for Asylum. We've seen where you can go with the priest and the nun. So do something that's I would like it if it wasn't so in your face. Like him standing there, the red crosses, the red boots, it's no red anywhere. It's just giving deception. It's giving like, I'm trying to pull you down into this nefarious underworld, underbelly type thing. Okay.
This man gonna give him a piece of evil ass. Real
exactly.
A piece of evil ass. Woo! Woo!
Because he is this close, okay? And that nun, you ain't even got to say that. All he need to do is bat his eye. Exactly. Bat your eyes at her one time. Sir, that's she's down with it. She's down with it. This man is just he's a little off of his rocker to be getting in front of all these people, and then you get in there with your what is the reason? If you got to harm yourself and then go out to do this job, maybe this is not the job for you. Go do you a job that you ain't got to abuse yourself later for, and go get you a piece of evil ass and go about the business. Because why are you here? We don't care about you and them red boots. I didn't need this part of this episode. We could have skipped this part. Ryan, if you wanted to show us some more gore, kill somebody else. Because we didn't need this. Okay. It reminded me also of that show that was on Apple TV, The Servant. The little girl that was in The Servant was doing this too. Because every time people that be overly religious do something wrong, they got to pull out the Bible and abuse themselves. God didn't tell me to do that to myself. He told me to treat myself well. I don't know about y'all. I don't know. I don't see nowhere in there where he told me to be me.
Yeah. I just want him to do something with it. This character was disappointing to me. I mean, even what we can't say that Nurse Red is giving Nurse Ratchet, the Sister Megan, Father Charlie, they're giving American Horror Story Asylum. It just feels like characters we've met and seen before. So you have to do something really different with them to subvert it, and especially with this priest. Nothing was subverted for me. I feel like we know and we are expecting exactly how he's going to move and what he's going to do. Like, girl, come on, let me push your limitation. I don't know if she's presenting to him as your regular smuggler nun. She doesn't present that at all, but maybe he's here to, pull her down into the underbelly of sexual deviancy and her
that Elvis slick back.
But that's another thing. These are other things that contribute to the themes of the, like we keep saying, we feel like, there's no real concept of time. Like, he looks like a priest of a different era. Like, what's it with the slick back? What's with the Elvis slick back? That also seems like a 50s thing, but there's tech in different things that show that we could be in modern day. That's why I feel like none of this is real. Something's off. Something's absolutely off, but Ryan Murphy better do something with this man besides red boots and ass. So I most definitely want to see something else, but I'm looking forward to the growth. I'm always here to see what it is. Lastly, we have the actual killer. We have the actual the religious psychopath killer, Grotesquerie. We got the calling card in the last episode. What is his connection to Lois in these nightmares? Why does he want to taunt her? I don't know. Maybe that's something we'll revert back to, because we just kind of jump into the story and it's just, this is what it is. And this is the calling card. We were, staging scenes. There's this identified blood substance left behind. And we get, tons of biblical references to tie in why these murders look and are, set up the way that they are. But We also have him in Lois's house, and she's coming to in the gun, and like, baby, she missed whatever that was at close blank range. Like, she was close enough when she ran outside with that gun to shoot. Like, I don't know if it's something wrong with her mind or whatever this is, but it's giving all the 17s I would want. It's giving 7. Everything's gonna be staged, set up, calling cards, and it's gonna be grotesque, but I'm not completely invested into the serial killer aspect of the show just yet. Ashley.
Yeah, because I wonder if if it's going to be something that's supernatural or natural, or is it a combination, or is it a figment of the imagination? So I did think his calling card was super interesting. So y'all know I wrote it down. And what it says was, I belong to those who have troubled the sleep of the world. May all of your dreams come true. Grotesquerie. And so again, tying back into this dream state, this sleeping place, what she's dreaming of, does that like issue it back into the world? Are we going to be on like some Freddy Krueger time? Like, what happens in dreams? What dreams may come? I'm definitely interested to see who Grotesquerie is going to turn out to be. Is it, like you were kind of alluding to earlier, like an amalgamation of all of her thoughts? Is this something that she's created? They do mention early on, she keeps saying this reminds me of something earlier. Show us the earlier case. Show us what happened there, because I'm like, this is not commonplace. And for her to not be going into detail or really recalling, is it something she's blocked out? Is it something that she witnessed? Who is creating this reality? So I'll be curious to know if Grotesquerie is real, a figment of her imagination, or if there is really a supernatural element. I think they can go a lot of ways. I am intrigued by this. The jury's still out about the show as a whole, but I am interested to know. I'm interested to know his motivations. And is it everything Sister Mary Clarence is saying? He wants to cleanse the world and get it ready. Like, this is all, in an effort to be pure. What is it?
I'm here for it because, like you said, with the calling card left behind, that was the first thing. Like, those who you're the those, are you not the those? And then we have the writing on the calling card be very similar to what was on the homeless man's can when he was asking her for money. And then we pop up and those people are dead. So it's something tied to her and her psyche. For me, that's what I think. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot to do with some dreams. With her and being in a dream state. Because, girl, why is you so tired all the time? Why are you tired? And I think it's blurring the lines between, because I think all of these things are going on maybe in real world and a dream state, maybe somehow simultaneously, but wherever she's caught in between right now, everything is embellished.
Yeah.
Maybe if she put down that bottle of liquor, she can clear things up and maybe not be so tired. Because alcohol ain't gonna do nothing but make you more tired, and you really ain't gonna see things clearly. Because I don't know if she's in a dream state, a sleep state, a drunken state, but right now she's teetering the line of consciousness.
She tried when she ordered that leche, and sister said, "Oh, Miss Golly, Miss Small, it's the best thing." It's like, yeah, give me something on the rocks if I'm gonna have to be dealing with her. So she tried, but the sister Megan was like, "Well, why wouldn't you want to drink? Don't you need that?" It felt like a devil on the shoulder. But yes, let's okay, my bad. I was about to dance. But that's what Brett do. Ashley, what are you expecting in the next 2? Because we're getting 2 episodes at a time. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting us to flesh Lois out more, and maybe her history, or maybe what her dreams are. I think there's, again, definitely something tied to the dream. And I don't know, maybe her aspirations were to be a detective in real life, and that's what she's playing out in this state. Maybe some atrocity happened to her family. I want to know more about the story. They better get to it. Flesh out Sister Mary Clarence's true motives. Give us more of Marshall, like in the real world. I need to see Courtney B. Vance do his big one in this show. Don't play him. If this show gets nominated for something, he needs to get nominated for something. Nurse Red, I want her pure harlot ways to be fully exposed. I want to see it.
Close enough.
No. I want it to be laid out on the table, and I want to know more about Merritt. I do want them to develop Merritt more in the upcoming episodes. So
they have no choice. They cannot have Miss Raven Goodwin running around in what did I say, tiny clothes and big strides. Absolutely not. We have to do something with her, or what was it all for, Ryan? What are we doing here? But definitely, like you said, with Lois, we do need to flesh her out. It just, I'm just gonna stick with this being in her mind. Like something is off. Like her tie-in with Sister Megan and that obsession. Like even I think when Raven comes in before she grabs the ham in the Grey Poupon, and she's like, "Do you see this? This is like, sister? She does all of this, and it's just like maybe those ambitions to be a detective, and that would explain why she's, even the way that Niecy Nash is acting in the scene. I was like, Niecy Nash can act better than this. Why is it coming off? It feels strange. She was like, "Okay, guys, this is what's going on. Get down." And I was like, "What?" I'm not tripping. I've seen Niecy Nash act way better than this, and it would explain why the acting would be off, because this is a fantasy. This isn't real. I'm not the first, lead black lady detective in here. But if I was, this is how it would be. It just doesn't feel real. So I need them to do something with her. I'm taking all of disgusting Nurse Red, because she's the wild card. We don't know what the hell she's gonna do. She's depraved and disgusting, just like that priest has the potential to be. But I don't know why I'm here for her shenanigans, because the way she needs to be slapped, and she's not getting it. And like you said, I don't want Courtney B. Vance in a comatose state the majority of the show. Make sure you guys are having time for Courtney to be upright in delivering. Kay, what about you?
Not upright. Another thing I thought about watching this was The Wizard of Oz, because Dorothy in Oz, everybody she saw in Oz was representative of somebody she's seen in her real life. And damn it, if this ain't Oz right about now.
Miss One.
And all these are representative of some kind of aspect of something she's going through, or something in her life right now. Lois, she's looking a little like Dorothy right about now.
You could say that, Kate, because even when she's talking to Merritt, and it's just like, we're gonna move away, we're gonna get out of here, this town and this, I'm like, something, this is unnatural is what it is.
Those murders are the murders are very grotesque. And for him to, and then thinking about another Ryan Murphy show, Apocalypse, because he's done like the world is gonna end and something blah 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 with the world. And so it's just like, what is he doing, taking a lot of his storylines and putting it here? It's got to be for a bigger picture and a bigger reason as to why. And even the murders, like I said, everything is just so emphasized. It's got to be something else going on.
It has to be, Kay, because we've been down the road with even with Asylum. We got the pig face and the serial killer aspect there. You got the religion there. We got the nurse with Nurse Ratched. We got situations kind of with Raven Goodwin in Coven. Like, these are things that we've seen before. And even Niecy, and not Niecy, the Dahmer situation, we've just seen this. So it would be very lazy of him to put all of these things we've seen before, especially people who are invested in his work, and think that nobody would notice. So there has to be a bigger picture, or else this is just really lazy. And I hope it's not that. I really, really, really hope it's not that. We need a real show, a real man. Do not do that, please. But shout out to the 103 people who are currently here. We absolutely adore it and love you guys for it. We appreciate it, especially 2 times. Not y'all doubling back. Thank you. I look forward to seeing, what's to come with those 2 episodes. But I do hope we get somewhere. I don't want it to be yet another show where they're keeping us in the dark and we don't know what the hell is going on just for the fun of it. Give us a couple of breadcrumbs so I can get really invested. I'm not solely invested like I want to be in Niecy Nash's character, and she's the lead, so we need to be. So fix this, Leonard. Do something about it, please. Kay, I'm gonna come to you first before we get ready to get up out of here, so you can tell the people what's going on your channel, what you got coming up. Maybe October 1st, and how they need to come over there and support you. Kay with the 1K. Go on, talk to people. Kay.
Yes. Thank y'all for turning up this past week to get me to my 1K. Stubbies, channel members, y'all showed out this week. I didn't expect for it to come around right now, and it did, because you all got together, and then Tyra and Ashley moving, even while I'm like at work and in sessions, and I'm just like, y'all moving behind the scenes. This is great. Y'all did the damn thing this week. So I appreciate y'all for that. Y'all, spooky season is upon us. My channel members have voted. The theme for Halloween for my channel will be Black horror. We will start. So we've already been, turning up a little bit. We've been pre-gaming. We're about to really turn it up. October 1st, Tuesday, after From. So we get another horror back to back. We're going to have From Tuesday evening. Then later on that evening, Halloween kickoff. Okay, it's going to be a lot of channels there. You're going to see struggle reviews. Screen Static Studios that's in the comments are going to be there. A Night of Horror is going to be there. And a few other content creators that you've seen before. D Movie Man, See the Superior, In Love with Horror Flick Chicks. We all going to be here on Tuesday to start celebrating Halloween. Expect some more content coming. Right now, hit on the channel. We are talking about The Penguin. Did some trailer reviews for some movies that are coming out. Just hit that subscribe button. It's Halloween season. Let's go.
You heard what the lady said. Put the money in the bag. Ashley, with the perspective, let the people know what you have going on your channel, and maybe what you're gonna be doing tomorrow. Go ahead.
Oh, y'all, come on through. Please make sure that you are subscribed and have that notification bell checked, and make sure that you like all of these videos. All three of us are streaming from our channels. But y'all, tomorrow at 9 p.m., be looking for my From upload for episode 2. That will be up. Tomorrow we have 2 lives, Fight Night and then 3 Women, episode 3. And if you watched episode 3 of 3 Women, you already know we have a ton to talk about Miss Sloan. This week I'll be starting my sweet Vlogtober, which is going to be super fun on the channel. We're going to be diving into cozy and comfort show season, and so I have a lot of stuff planned. But don't forget, Monday nights also the Insecure live will be, and then Tuesday we have the From live, and then Wednesday we have a watch along, Death Becomes Her. Super excited about that, y'all. The week is action packed. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have that notification bell on, because we'll be here every day. Every day.
Won't we though? Won't we?
Yes, Blockbuster watch alongs, y'all, are behind the paywall. Everybody's membership link is in their chat. Y'all don't want to miss this. The people in the comments that y'all done been there, y'all let them know. The Blockbuster nights is a fun time. We can't publicize that because you get to be comfortable in our own little comfort environment and on our own little private space. So the next movie, Death Becomes Her, kicking off spooky season. Thank you, Tyra, for suggesting that movie is going to be Wednesday, but y'all got to be in the membership so that y'all can get the full experience of us in this watch along.
I can be whatever I want to be. Absolutely. Come on over here and be whatever you want to be. The ladies kind of ran through everything that we have coming up. Be sure to be there for Insecure Mondays. Watch along on Wednesdays are happening, but prior to that, if you are a member of the channel and you have that middle tier with me, we get into Stella. What you're doing sitting there when you know you need some sun. We will be getting into Stella and all the shenanigans with her and Winston Wednesday right before the watch along. So be sure that if you are not a member to become one and join us on that. And also join us in all the other great things that we have to offer on the channel that's not a part of the membership, like the new video I just dropped for Welcome to the Dollhouse. Be on the lookout for Strictly Business because that's dropping next. And after that is I'm putting cases on all you niggas because it's Pelican Day and we're going to get into training day. I'm really happy that the channel is upright and functioning and I'm loving that. But you guys have been amazing. Hopefully y'all grow with the show and y'all stick it out with us in Grotesquerie because we don't know what's going on now, but when we figure it out, it might be epic and I want y'all to be here for that. But everybody have a good night, and I'm going to leave you guys with, thanking my members of the channel. I most definitely appreciate y'all. Shout out to that girl yonder down there doing the Lord's work. I see you. Yeah. Shout out to that girl from yonder down there doing the Lord's work and, dropping all of our links down there. We most definitely appreciate that. We appreciate all of you. Everybody here have a good night, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
This is for you, my number one. Spotlight, big stage, 50,000 fans screaming it away. Bodyguards, limousines, this is the way I see you in my dreams. Paparazzi flash, 100 pictures all of you, hanging on my bedroom wall. I'm a kid again, I feel like 13, but I mean, since we fell in love.